What's going on, guys? My name is Rampant Omega and welcome back to another Destiny video. And in today's video I have a lot of things I would like to cover. So basically I'm going to start off the bat by saying I'm sleep deprived and I'm basically running on caffeine. So let's get right into this. First things first, Bungie has redesigned their whole location scheme. What do I mean by this? Basically is you can go into patrol or into a mission or something like that. You don't have to now go back to orbit to select another mission. While you're in your said mission, you can actually go into your map or directory from that mission, and you can also basically change mission on the fly. So Bungie wants to try and limit the amount of loading screens and effort there is to actually going from one place to another. So I'm trying to explain this to the best of my ability, so basically ask me in the comment section below if you don't understand something and I'll try and clarify it for you in the next video. So moving on to supers. Basically they've redesigned every super. So what we've seen so far is that only the Vanguard characters have the classic supers such as Nova Bomb, Golden Gun and the Defender Titan and also the Striker Titan. So basically that's all we've seen so far in the trailers and the gameplay that we have actually seen. So I mean, I don't have any hands-on to any gameplay to actually know what the supers are, if there is any supers at all. So basically, yeah, there's not much. So they've redesigned them basically. So the Warlocks have got a sword type thing instead of like a Radiance. Hunters have basically a arc sword, or no, sorry, not a sword, a staff. They basically wield it as if it was an arc blade, but it's not an arc blade. So I'm trying to explain this as best as possible, so keep with me here. And basically the Titan is basically a Void Captain America. Yeah, I was confused as well. I mean, they've basically given the Titan a Void shield that he can shield with and also throw at the enemies, and it ricochets and everything. I'm not sure how Bungie's thought process was on this, but I mean, that's basically it on supers. Bungie is basically redesigning the clan system, so you'll be able to access your clan in the game. So you'll have your roster, and they're going to try and make it have a system where your clans will come up more often than not, depending on what you're actually looking for. For a solo player who's looking for a group to, say, do a raid, more often than not, you'll probably find a clan who's after maybe 1 or 2 people who want to do a raid, and basically you have the option to join their group. I mean, you don't have to join their clan, I would assume, but I mean, you can join in on their group, have a good game, get a heap of loot, all that good stuff. So basically it's not going to be just for raids, so it'll be for nightfalls and strikes as well, and even the Crucible, which is quite insane, to be honest. Now, moving on to the story side of things, basically, as Bungie has said, welcome to a world without light. Now, what they mean by this is basically the Traveler is suppressed, and Guardians do not have access to light. So what does this mean for the Guardians? Well, basically they're weak. They can't use or harness the Traveler's light. So that means most of our supers have been, I don't know, suppressed or turned off. So I don't know what this means for the Ghost or our Life Force, but I mean, it's going to be pretty insane to actually see how this is going to play out. So as you can see here in this video, the tower is destroyed basically, or is under attack, and you basically have to go and, I don't know, try and stop Gaul from attacking, I guess. Moving on to weapons. Now, weapons are a bit more complicated, so they've actually layered things into different categories. So you'll have your kinetic weapons, which is like, you know, your auto rifles and stuff like that, where it has no elemental damage at all. Whereas you'll have your, what used to be a special weapon, which will basically be similar to having your primary, such as your pulse rifles and scout rifles and stuff like that. You'd probably find that they're going to have elemental damage on them, so that'll be pretty awesome. And instead of a heavy weapon, it's going to be, I think what they're actually going to call it is a special weapon or something along those lines, where it's basically like your fusion rifles and your sniper rifles and your rocket launchers, that type of thing. So yeah, I mean, those two categories are going to be basically elemental damage, where you have your kinetic damage, which is your normal primary weapon. So this seems pretty cool, and as seen in these trailers, the Dubious Volley is one of these weapons that is involved. So, I mean, that's a little sneak peek just there. Moving on to the UI, basically Destiny 2's UI looks very similar to Destiny 1's UI, but it looks much cleaner, and I'm getting notifications out my ass here, so bear with me. So basically the UI looks awesome, it's clean, it's sharp, it looks absolutely insane. I'm loving every second I've seen of it. Basically all you have here is this image on screen now of, well, the inventory. So you've got your weapons in the same spots, you've got your armor in the same spots, super's still at the top, all that type of thing. So I mean, yeah, it seems pretty cool to me. I mean, the hype train is basically leaving the station right as we speak. Moving on to Destiny 2 coming to PC. Now, this is a tricky thing. So, as Bungie has said in their live stream, and I'll probably go over this again another time, is that Destiny 2 will not be releasing on Steam or Origin or whatever. It's going to actually release with Blizzard on Battle.net. I know, it is insane, right? It is absolutely cool. So if you actually go and update your Battle.net now, you'll probably see an advertisement there for Destiny 2 to go and pre-order and what is actually going on. So I'll leave you guys to go and explore that, so I don't want to delve too much into that. But also Destiny 2 on PC, as I have heard so far from those who are actually at the event, Destiny 2 is going to run not just in 60, but it's going to have no frame limit. I'm not exactly sure what this means because I don't really play PC games, so basically I'd assume it means it's going to be in high-end quality, so basically up to 4K, I guess. So I'm not sure what this means for PC players. I think it's actually probably going to be a good thing. I mean, I don't even know because, like I said, I'm not exactly a PC player, so you're going to have to look into that yourself. And moving on to the Crucible. Now, Bungie is actually going to make it so the Crucible, in all game types, you will have 4 Guardians to a team, no matter what the game type, like, you know, from Clash to, I don't know, Elimination. Every game type is going to have 4 players, and Bungie has actually released now a new game type for Destiny 2. I don't know exactly what's going on. You're going to have to find out from other content creators who are actually at the event. So, sucks for me, I guess. So, I guess this brings us to the end of this video. So, if there's anything I actually left out, there will be actually a new video being uploaded later on in the next couple of days or so. So, yeah, that brings us to the end of this video. So, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace!